Hi, and welcome to the setup for Where's the Treasure BreakoutEDU. This activity is used with middle school students as a review for math concepts. And it's a little unique because we actually split up into groups of 3, and all of our content is found in an 8.5 by 11-inch envelope for each team, and we do a collaboration at each lock before the students are able to put anything in. So our first puzzle we know is our first activity because it has a 1 in the top right hand corner, and there are 3 different activity sheets, 1 for each student to complete. This activity is a maze, and as they follow through the different mazes, they're going to get 3 different story problems. All 3 story problems are going to result in the same answer of 120. The 120 is then going to be input into the 3-digit lockbox. Mine is a box that actually has a 3-digit lock put in it, but you might be using the small box and having a lock attached to it. When they open that 3-digit lockbox, it's going to open and you're going to find the UV flashlight, which you'll need later, a BreakoutEDU hint card, as well as the key that will open up the first lock. So the key will come to the hasp, which should be attached to the large BreakoutEDU box, and it will unlock our first lock. Our second paper that students should be working on is the graphing of inequalities. There are 3 papers, again, 1 for each of the students in the group, and there are 2 questions on each page. We know it's our second clue because it has identified with 2 markings, making it the second clue. After they solve all the problems, they're going to be able to look at the die on each of the questions and figure out the order 1 through 6. This is going to give us our directions of how to open the directional lock on the hasp. So after we get the code to open the directional lock, that comes off, and they move on to their third clue. This one simply has a 3 on each of the 2 pages. Again, we're working in a group of 3, so each of them should be answering 4 questions. These questions focus on order of operations. As they answer the questions, it's going to tell them what to draw on the face. When they're finished with the face, ultimately they were going to have written learn on the shirt, and they're going to use learn to unlock the word lock. That leaves us with one final lock, the 4-digit lock, and we're going to come over to the unit rate paper. The students will solve the unit rate and graph those points. So the points are ultimately going to be graphed, and there are 6 numbers, but only 4 of them will have points. So 1, 2, 3, and 6 will be points. And the students will then go back and use the order from the original story problem. So George's number will be first, then Corey, then Brad, then Eric. They'll come over here, put their code in the hasp, or in the 4-digit lock attached to the hasp, and open up their 4-digit lock. When they open it, they can open the hasp and open up the BreakoutEDU box, and inside that box will be treats. Those treats will be based on what your classroom decision is. It could be a certificate that gives the students an additional amount of iPad instructional game time, or it could be actual treats for the students in that treasure box. At each stopping point, students will be able to collaborate with other teams and make sure everybody has the same answers before they put the codes in. And the timer will be frozen whenever the students have decided which code to put in. They'll put the code in and then explain in front of the class how they came to their math solution. At the end, they would have had 45 minutes of actual work time, in addition to the time that was paused for students to explain their answers to the class.